This telecast of X Games 17 is presented in 3D. We're available by Sony. Well, here we are, folks. We've been talking about it all day. Night 2 of X Games 17, and we are taking it to the skateboard Big Air Final. Sal Masakela here with Tony Hawk, and we have really taken over downtown Los Angeles. LA Live is X Games. Look at Staples Center into this massive 9-story big air ramp, and then you've got like this Coachella festival between Nokia and the Staples Center over to the event deck, where the park and street courses have been shredded out of control. It's really the Coachella of action sports, Tony. And we're on the main stage right now, the headliner.
A lot of people in for this one.
Indeed, they want to see history, the possibilities of multiple 900s from what we've been seeing here in practice. Of course, Jake Brown is the man to beat. He's won this event 2 times in a row, and he is looking to make it 3. Bob Burnquist has been the bridesmaid, getting silver in both those years. And now, just to make it even more interesting, young Mitchie Brusco at 14 years of age. He's already made a 900 this week in practice. If he was to do it here in the Big Air Final, just history keeps on rocking on. But first up, Edgar Pereira out of Sao Bernardo de Campo, Brazil. They call him Vovo.
Ederson trying these backslide 360s. The wind is a big factor here, so I'm surprised he made that. And there you go, body barrel 540. Didn't pull off the wall enough, so he had to throw it away, or else he was going to bounce off the coping on the way in. And, we saw Edgar doing those backside ollie 360s like that off the 70-foot in practice, and when the wind would kick up, you would literally watch his board fly away from him.
So the wind definitely going to be a factor today. Edgar's best finish in Big Air was in 2009. He got 5th. Next up, out of New York City, Elliott Sloan. Got a bronze in the Big Air Rail Jam last year. And Elliott, we saw him practicing tail grab 900s in practice, Tony, and you seem to think that he's got a good look at it.
He has, and he's been actually trying that on vert quite a bit over the last few months, and has put a couple down. And with the mega ramp, with him being comfortable in the air that long, that gives him more time to spin. That gives him more ways to spot the landing, and he's coming close here in practice. I mean, if he's going to make it, it's going to be in these next couple runs.
All right, we've got the score for Edgar, and Elliott Sloan is in.
Elliott was going for the Christ Air 360, which he was making in practice, but he didn't have the distance, and so he tried to force it down at the end. It didn't work out.
Elliott is a big, strong kid.
See right there, he wanted to have his legs straighter on that landing, but they were still bent. His body was still a little twisted. He almost made the recovery, but that's pretty sketchy when you're coming to that quarter pipe top speed and you're still recovering from the last trick.
Indeed, and he knows about sketchy on the quarter pipe. Took a bad slam at Woodward last year and had to have both of his shins stitched up after he caught the coping with his shins. Next up, out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, part of the Brazilian Underground Railroad of skateboarding, X Games rookie, Ronnie Gomez. He skates a lot at Bob Burnquist's house when he's here in California, and was inspired really by Sandro Diaz, Bob Burnquist, and Lincoln Ueda, the guys who really have helped to open up the door for Brazilian skateboarding to the world.
And a lot of these guys, they seem to integrate their tricks a lot. You know, they all skate together, so they learn from each other, but you see a lot of the similar moves going down.
Here he is coming up off the 70.
Right there, backslide 360. And that might have been the wind as a factor right there. It just threw him a little too far on the jump, and he was about to land, I mean, literally almost halfway down that thing. And when you're landing that low on the jump, you're fully straight-legged. You have no way to recover.
Well, we're going to say hello to the third member of our team, Jen Brown, our trusted reporter. Jen, tell us about Mitchie Brusco.
Thanks, guys. So let me put some things in perspective for you guys at home on Mitchie. At the age of 3 years old, he talks his mom into buying him his first ever skateboard, and he starts learning tricks in his living room while watching cartoons. Within a month, he's sponsored, and I talked his sister into teaching him how to sign his own autograph. Now, at the age of 5, he's already won his first ever competition, and he's competing against guys that are 30 times his age. Now, he enters tonight's comp not only as the youngest rider here at X Games 17, but he is also one of only 2 riders to successfully land that 900 on the big air quarter pipe, and it's pretty impressive. Now, Tony, what do you think? Mitchie was only, I think, 2 years old when you landed your 900 on the vert at X Games in 1999.
Oh, don't remind me. That's awesome, though. I mean, I think, you know, a guy like him growing up in today's skating, he thinks that that's the kind of thing that you learn when you're a pro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He grew up thinking, oh, if I want to be a pro vert skater, I got to learn 900.
At least got to be able to do a 900.
Right.
You saw the Brusco family. Mitchie is one of 5 children out of Kirkland, Washington. Met his mom, Jennifer, earlier this week. Such a sweet lady. They support this kid so much. And he's really something to watch and something to listen to, the way he carries himself. 14 years old, hitting the 70 with a big backside 360.
And straight to a big 540, clean. I think Mitchie just wanted one in the bank. He just, we haven't actually seen him try a 900 coming off the 70 foot yet. I think he's just getting comfortable with it right now, which is strange, thinking that it's the actual competition. But that was clean. That's what he wanted. He just wanted to get one in the bank so that he's not flailing 900s the whole time and not getting any places.
Well, we thought he was going to be hitting the 50-footer, and then we saw him taking it to the 70 as you see that backside 3 in Mega Mode.
And that was a clean landing, not too far down. Still has plenty of give in his legs, so he's ready for the quarter pipe.
Team Brusco, they are loving it. And that score, 81.33, has the young 14-year-old in first place as an X Games rookie. Jen, talk to the man.
All right, Mitchie, as a rookie, you just threw down your first run. How does it feel watching that back?
No, it feels amazing, man. I can't even explain it. I'm so stoked right now. So nervous when that was going on, and I'm just happy I landed it.
Now that the nerves are out of the way, might we see the 9 on the next run?
I don't know. We're going to have to see. All right. Thank you.
Look at this kid, 14 years old. He already knows how to play it close to the vest.
He's going to keep us all guessing. I think, I mean, if I had to venture a guess, it would be his plan is to do a 360 again over the 70 foot, then pull a 900. And if he makes that, then we're going 720 over the gap to 900.
And their mom acting as a videographer. After every run, he goes over to his mom, takes a look. He wants to see how he did something and make adjustments. Such a cool story. We've been building up to it all week. And Mitchie Brusco, right on his first run, says, this isn't hype. I'm here for real. Well, next up, a great story out of Cocoa Beach, Florida. Adam Taylor. Adam had a horrible slam in October of 2010. We'll tell you a little bit more about it later, but happy to have him back.
Oh, lean 360 there. Just way too much speed. That could be a factor in the wind, or he might have been excited and actually pumped through that transition a little too much. It's a fine line there when you're dropping down the big roll in, how much you actually use the transition on the way down, how much you pump it. You see a lot of these guys kind of stay static through it because they know that is the exact amount of speed they need. They don't need to push it anymore. And Adam might have used that a little too much.
We're talking about Adam Taylor, and he took a slam in October while practicing for vert. Had a severe brain injury, ended up having to be in a hyperbaric chamber for 40 days, 2 hours a day, just to learn. It took him a month and a half just to be able to stand on one foot. He's only been skating for a few months. Incredible story that he could even come back here.
And he's going for the big stuff. It's not like he's being conservative. So it's frightening, but it's inspiring at the same time.
Yeah, great story. Adam Taylor out of Cocoa Beach, home of 10-time world champion surfer Kelly Slater. They breed athletes in Cocoa Beach, Florida. Up next, our resident hair farmer, Rob Lorifice, from North County, San Diego, where pro skateboarders are built, Encinitas, California. We saw Rob practice in 720s earlier. Is that what he was going for there?
Yeah, he was. I think he was going for a tail grab 720 there, but he just missed the grab. And once you miss the grab, it's over.
Rob getting the bronze medal the last 2 years. You see that freight elevator that takes those guys the long 9 stories up. And Mitchie Brusco not afraid to chat away. Bob Burnquist, 34 years old, from Rio, has won this event twice, has 8 total gold medals, and really a living legend in skateboarding. And as we said at the top of the show, silver twice in a row for Jake Brown. At this point, I feel it's starting to be personal for Bob in that he wants to get that gold, but he is really bruised up and injured.
That was rough, actually. That was he was going for a 540 there over the big gap. We saw him make one of those in practice. And it's hard for Bob also knowing that he's got one of these in his backyard. So I think people expect a lot from him because they think he's much more familiar with this terrain.
He's got a torn labrum, 2 shoulder injury, left and right shoulder. He's got an ankle injury he's dealing with, and a few others. These guys have been skating a bunch. For the first time, there's been 2 events leading into this, so guys are a little bit bruised up. Well, Jake Brown, talk about somebody who's not afraid to come back. You know, 2007, who can forget this?
Heaviest slam we've ever seen.
Oh, he just hit a 20-foot plus 540.
Unbelievable. That was 21 foot on the 5.
8 inches.
Well, that was a little stick of incense. You see there, one of Jake's buddies told him to light some incense before we started. When he was the first guy here at practice, just to mellow him out. Somehow or another, Jake did not break himself as bad as he could have after that crash, falling 47 feet in the air. He comes back to win 2 times in a row. Both times he's come back.
Oh, I'm so thankful that he fell right there.
Yeah, that could have been bad.
That was a backflip and just got his feet off a little bit. It was a little rotated on the way down, and he was trying to fix it. And when you're fixing it through the flat, and you're still fixing it on the way up the quarter pipe, that's not good. It's not safe.
The speed wobbles just gave me the chills.
Yeah, it was more because his back toes were hanging off, and he had no control on the back heel.
Well, you can only get a full pull score for 2 full pulls. When we come back, friends, we're going to learn more about this monster ramp and the science of it with Bob Burnquist, Sports Science.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, LA Live looks great under the sunset here at X Games 17, night 2 in this big air final. And this ramp is crazy. Take a look at it. 90 feet tall, 300 feet wide, long, 90 feet tall. And a lot of times when you break something down into smaller parts, it gets to be less impressive, but it's the opposite when it comes to big air. With a look into the science behind big air, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Brenkus.
There are very few big air ramps in the world. So to study the science, we visited 7-time X Games gold medalist Bob Burnquist, who just so happens to have one in his own backyard. With gaps up to 70 feet wide and a quarter pipe 30 feet high, this ramp is more than 7 stories tall and longer than a football field. To break down the physics of this monster, we wired Bob and his board with science.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
As Bob drops in on the ramp, his potential energy changes to kinetic energy. The pull of gravity accelerates him down the 54-degree ramp, and he hits a velocity of over 40 miles an hour. After clearing the 50-foot gap, Bob rockets up the quarter pipe, experiencing 3.5 G's of acceleration. This means he feels like he weighs 3.5 times his body weight, or over 600 pounds. His momentum launches him over 40 feet above the bottom of the pipe.
And big air equals big tricks.
In 1.8 seconds of airtime, Bob completes a 720, 2 full rotations at an angular velocity of 400 degrees per second. But the trick doesn't matter if you can't land it. And the farther you come down from the lip, the farther the drop. 1 foot out, and the fall is about 7 feet. But 4 feet from the lip, the drop is almost twice as far, with the potential of landing with over 2,000 pounds of impact force.
Every time you hit the ground, it's gotta hurt. Every time I go, if I make one little mistake, the consequences are off my skateboard for a while and a lot of pain.
Competitors at the X Games could be launching higher than ever, because this year's big air ramp is a towering 83 feet tall, making 900s a distinct possibility. For ESPN Sports Science, I'm John Brinkus.
John Brinkus making smart look so cool and putting in perspective just how amazing these guys are. Bob Burnquist landing the first 900 on a big air ramp, but he did it at his house. I know that he would love to make one here. We saw him try it last year. I don't even know, 10, 12 times there at the end of the night.
He was going the distance.
Indeed. Well, we go back up to the top. And now that you have the real perspective of what is going on here in big air, I'm sure your appreciation is that much more, as Edgar Pereira from São Bernardo do Campo, Brazil, is trying to make this ollie backside 360, and he does it.
On his side that time. I literally felt the wind die right there, but couldn't land the 5 on the quarter pipe.
What's it like, Tony, when you think you've timed the wind and you drop in and then you come across the gap and it starts blowing at you?
You just know. You feel your board. You feel your board leaving your feet, and you know that it went awry. But right there, that was solid. I mean, look at, it's like he's just coming down on a kick turn there. And he was trying to do, I think, the body barrel 540. No, it was the twist. Just missed the grab on the way up.
X Games 17 continuing, friends, live from Los Angeles tomorrow with 9 hours of coverage across 3 networks. Get ready for all that. It's going to be headlined by some guy, Sean White. Yeah, Sean White. He'll be taking center stage at the Nokia Theater for Skate Vert. It all starts Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Coverage also available online at ESPN3.com and in spectacular ESPN 3D.
There we go, Elliott Sloan.
He's in a band called The Stranded.
Price Stair 360, good one. Right here, he wants a tail grab 5, he wants to make one. He wants to get to a tail grab 900, but he wants to just make a run first. And right there, look at that, he missed the grab the first time, but then re-grabbed it the second time, and that put his feet off, and that was it, he had to throw it away.
You see his girlfriend Tabitha, and all the girlfriends and wives down there all have the same look of relief when they get to see these guys walk away. Ronnie Gomez from Sao Paulo, Brazil. This is his first X Games. Could not imagine what's that like to show up here with LA Live completely taken over by X Games. And this is the place you make your debut to the world. Biggest stage in action sports.
He is skating with all the guys he's used to skating with, though, at Bob's house, including Bob.
That gives you comfort.
Edgar.
At least I know these guys I'm on the ramp with.
Oh, back solid 360, landing low, but keeping it together. And then big 540, tailbone out.
Hey,
that
now.
was clean. He straightened his back leg, which just adds stop to a 540, but also slows your spin and makes it harder to land. But he pulled it off. Plenty of air time to figure that out and weigh in.
Well, each guy gets 5 runs, and we're taking their one best score. So Gomez pumped to have one under his belt.
Look at that, keeping your board on your feet that entire distance without grabbing it. That's incredible in itself. And then this big 540, you see how he's sticking his tail out? And that's gonna score higher than Mitchie, because Mitchie's 360, he actually grabbed it. And on his 360, on Ronnie's 360, he didn't grab it at all.
It's gonna be a nice score for Ronnie Gomez in 87, and first place, no doubt, his parents, Ronaldo and Lucia, who came here with him from Brazil, stoked to see their 19-year-old son on top at his first X Games. Hey guys, surprise, if you log on to xgames.com right now, you can chat live with Shaun White. That's right, Senor Blanco. Going to be chatting with us here for the whole Big Air Final from 9:30 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And there he is, breaking it down for Rockstar. Now, we remember Shaun White as a really, really little kid once, and everyone said, oh, that guy might end up being something. Let's show you Mitchie Brusco. He started skateboarding at 3.5.
Look at, that's the same face he gets when he's landing big tricks these days.
How's that 50-50 through the corner? He's not even 2 feet tall. You think his parents were right to be like, oh yeah, maybe we should support him in this? I remember meeting him. He was here at 9 years old as a part of a program called Next at X that Disney does. And he came up with his mom, and he was like, if I had my stuff with me, I would drop into that ramp right now, Sal. And I was like, sure, little kid. Beat it. The cameras are on. Sure, you could say that. And his mom came up to me last Tuesday and said, you remember, Mitchie? He told you that's what he was going to do. And here he is.
Off the 70 foot.
Oh.
Big 720. Look at that. Oh, he had it. Just landed a little too low there.
Man. And he knows he almost had that. Mitchie making the 720 at a comp in Brazil a few weeks ago. He also learned the 900 and the 540s on the quarter pipe in the same day at that contest in Brazil.
Sure, that's the next progression. I mean, that's the natural progression. You learn a 540, and then a couple tries later, you start spinning 900s. That's what we all did.
Did the 905 tries.
Yeah.
No offense.
Although I have seen him try it on before that.
Right. We're taking a look.
That he's got that 7. All he had to do was land a little bit higher, and he would have made that one.
Jen Brown is with the Brusco clan from Kirkland, Washington. Jen?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Mitchie's mom, Jen. Jen, what's it like as a mother to sit here and watch your 14-year-old son compete with not only some of the best skaters in the world, but also his idols?
It's just a blast. We're just having the time of our life.
Now to sit here, now you know that he laid down that first solid run, and his game plan was to go for the 9 for the next 3 runs. He didn't land it there, but how are your nerves right now waiting for his last 2 runs?
They're good. We're having, I don't know what to say. We're just having fun, and we're really proud of him.
Really proud. Well, you should be. Thanks so much, Jen. Back to you guys, Sal.
Thank you, Jen. He is one of 5 kids, and they are all out there supporting their little baby brother, who might end up with a medal at his first X Games. Run 3 coming up. Back, folks. Here's a nice shot of the LA Live Plaza and our X Games Interactive Village. On over to the house that Kobe and Shaq built, Staples Center, and right next door, a big monster of our own, this big air ramp. And let's take a look at our GoPro course description and give you even further perspective, thanks to GoPro, of what it's like to ride big air, Tony. Adam Taylor, we are on board with you, sir.
There we go, dropping in. The scariest thing is the first time you ever drop that, because you're just not sure how to navigate the transition and how far you're going to go, if you're going to come up short, if you're going to go too far. Clearly, Adam's done it before. And then the quarter pipe. Once you finally make it, which generally takes 10 to 15 tries. Quarter pipe is daunting.
Well, that's just cool. That just further lets me know that there's no way on earth I would ever want to do that. If you thought like, oh, it looked cool, and you see that, you're like, no, never, not even. Here's Adam Taylor. I told you earlier that he took a really bad one in October. We're stoked to have him back. We'll learn more about his journey back. But here he is heading into the quarter pipe.
Boom, big lean 360 into a melon 5. That was a clean one. That's a comeback if I've ever seen one like that.
Indeed, 19.2 inches on the BF Goodrich pucker meter. He's stoked.
How cool is that you hit a quarter pipe, you do a 540, and instantly you know it was 19 feet 2 inches.
Yeah, there's no arguing.
We used to get measurements by, I don't know, it's kind of over my head. Well, let's see, you're 5'10". Look at that, lean 360. His foot was off too when he took off, but he adjusted, fixed it, and then boom, big melon grab 540.
Slamming it back down.
That was a good landing too. Not too low, not too high, just solid.
Come on, babe. Come on, come on, come on.
His girlfriend Miriam, they live now out in Encinitas, California. And with that, boom, a new leader, Adam Taylor. He said it, Tony. Talk about a comeback.
So the judges like the frontside 360 apparently.
Well, his buddy that he skates vert with, Shaun White, right on top of us. We're underneath Shaun White, and he's up there. And just check the goatee, the update, like full rock star situation. He lives in the Hollywood Hills now. That's just rock star. Are you? Excuse me. What band are you in? Oh, you're a pro skateboarder and pro snowboarder, and you're Olympic double gold medalist. Oh,
I
that's
think
cool.
he might have started a band recently. And I'm not kidding about that.
No, you're not kidding. He told me about it recently. Rob Orifice has gotten the bronze
Tail
the last 2 years. I don't think he's ever. We've never seen him make the 720 in competition across the 70s. Tries it a bunch, but how cool would it be to see him get a make?
Yeah, if he gets a hold of it, I have a feeling he's going to put it down at any cost.
Very superstitious. Knocks on wood like all the time and will not walk under a ladder. Ever.
Yeah, let's hope it works out for him in the next round.
Yeah.
You should put a Buddha out there for him, broke the belly.
Look at the focus, the meditative state of Bob Burnquist. You know, he has this way of being able to focus out the pain. We said earlier he's got a heel bruise from trying a frontside 900 on Wednesday, a sprained right MCL in his knee, torn labrum, and left and right shoulder injury. Any other human in any other sport would be like, hey, coach, I think I'm going to sit this one out. But no Bob Burnquist.
Oh, switch, backside 180, into huge lean.
No!
Lean frontside 540, and then he went for he shifted up the grab there. Did you? Oh my! Grabbing it frontside. We might want to call that the double fister.
When you see the way he does his double grab in the replay, oh my gosh! Zen Master.
I think he just didn't want to fall anymore.
What's that like? You're falling in blind on that thing. And he's reaching.
Well, I think that might have been why he grabbed it the other way, because that frees up his other arm so that he can spot it. Look at that. There's the lean grab, and then somewhere here he said, okay, I'm going to grab it this way. And you see how when he opens up his shoulder at the end, that allows him to see where he's going.
Oh, man.
So that was the switch-up grab right there. Judges like that one a lot.
Indeed. But let's remember, the last 2 years, Bob Burnquist has put himself in this exact same position. First place, big, powerful run, and it has been snatched from him by Jake Brown 2 years in a row.
He does have something still up his sleeve, though. We have seen him do switch frontside 540 off of that 70 foot. We've seen him do it in practice. He didn't make the next wall, but if he can put those two together, that's going to bump up the score way up.
One of the things I love about X Games is, you know, the fans, they're right there and they're accessible to these guys. They love getting that energy from the fans. And you see Jake, he's letting Bob know, like, yeah, good job. I mean, these guys have such a cool camaraderie in the way they help each other and share secrets and information to be able to ride better. No one keeps it close to their best.
It's true. There aren't a lot of these ramps around either, so these guys do see each other quite a bit. Oh, Jake, a little coming up short on that backflip. Just didn't get the lift off on the jump there.
I mentioned earlier that usually when you come into X Games, these guys haven't ridden much big air. But now with the Woodward ramp, they're riding a ton, and this big air series. Bob Burnquist, is he finally going to get his gold back? He's making a statement right here.
Can't stop the living on this high. Can't stop the living on this high. Can't stop the living on this high. Can't stop the living on this high.
LA Live in prime time here on ESPN on day 2 of X Games 17. And this big air ramp has already over-delivered, and we're just getting into the third run. There he is, the little big man, Michy Brusco, currently in 4th place at 14 years of age at his first X Games. We'll see him in 4 riders, but right now we go back to the top of the order with Edgard Pereira, who's currently in 6th. His best finish here is 5th. At this point, what does someone like Edgard need to do, Tony, to get himself in the medal contention?
I think he's just got to make this run. He's been trying. You know, he keeps the wind's been a factor for him. Right now, he's got a pretty good chance of making that. Backside ollie 360 into a big 540. Oh, didn't pull off the wall enough. He's probably going to hang up. I think that was the problem he had last time.
It just looked like he looked back up and yelled at his board, like, really? Hook me up.
He's got to make both walls. You know, he hasn't made the jump and the quarter pipe yet.
Stay in tune, my friends, with your favorite events at X Games by downloading our new most killer app. The X Games mobile app is amazing. Tony can attest to it. And you can also log on to xgames.com/schedule or use the QR code with your phone to help navigate your way through our X Games schedule. Tony, you were telling me yesterday you were in a meeting, had the app, and bing, what happened?
I got the step-up results.
Just like that?
Yep.
Stay in the loop. We're giving you many ways to stay in the loop. I love, how about these folks that have the condos all around us? They're having parties. You can't see it, but they're having parties on their decks and on their roofs, getting a free shot in the X Games. Here's Elliott Sloan.
Oh, Elliott wants tail grab 900. To stop spinning, and if you stop spinning, you're way out, way off the wall, and at risk of falling really far. And if you keep spinning, then you're safe to fall like that and land closer to the top. But it's hard to train yourself to do that when you actually take off and you miss the grab, to say, oh, I got to make this spin all the way around. It's like, why bother?
So that you don't take a bad one. Sunday, ESPN's NASCAR's Best go head-to-head at the most storied track in racing when the Sprint Cup Series returns to the Brickyard for the Brickyard 400 coverage beginning Sunday at noon Eastern on ESPN. And unfortunately, we were going to get a chance to watch Travis Pastrana at the Nationwide on Saturday, but that slam he took on his Rodeo 720 in Best Trick, making that a no-go. Well, Ronnie Gomez has some work to do, as he was just sent off the podium by Pereira. And he's going to leap for his last run. Well, let's take a look at Mitchie Brusco's road before he takes his fourth run. Here's his first run, Tony.
And this was just to get one in the bag right here. Melon 360 to Melon 540. Just wanted to make one, and then right here he's been trying to do the 720 off of the 70-footer, just leaning back a little too far every time. And again, still in the back seat. Didn't really get the spin around on that one, but let's hope the wind works with him here on this next attempt, because I'm pretty sure that if he lands that 7, we're going to see a 900.
5'1", 95 pounds of destruction coming into the 70-footer.
No, 360. He wants. Oh, he went too far there. It's kind of messed with him because on those 720s, he needs a little more speed, so he's pumping that transition a little bit more, and then right there he's going to play it safe by doing a 360, but he used the same pump that he was doing for the 720s, and that threw him way too far, so he's going to land halfway down the whole landing ramp there. And you can see it here. He's spotting it, and he knows he's too high. He's trying to hold it, but it's just too much. He's way too far above that landing ramp. Gives him one more try.
Well, he's got a ton of support. We talked about his family, and there's his best friend, G.J. Hurst, in the Brusco shirts they just made up last night. He flew down from Washington to root on his buddy. His mom told me that none of his friends, like his peers his age, skateboard. They're all just regular civilians.
I know what that's like. When I was his age, that's exactly what I felt.
He only skateboards with grown-ups. But that's so cool to be able to be out here and support your buddy like that.
Live from Los Angeles, X Games 17 is brought to you by Sony, America's Navy, a global force for good, Ford, Drive One, and BF Goodrich Tires.
Gotta love that GoPro perspective. And there's a nice shot of the low clouds that are brought the temperatures down tonight as the sun sets over night 2 of X Games 17. Sal Masekela here with Tony Hawk, Jen Brown down there, our third reporter. And the crowds have really gotten a treat here in skateboarding Big Air. We're going to finish out the fourth and all of the fifth runs 100% commercial free. So stay with us. Here's Adam Taylor.
Whoa! Big frontside varial 360 into a huge McTwist.
Oh, man.
Oh, he wanted that one. I'm not sure if that would have bumped him up in the first, but there's a good chance. That frontside varial 360, we don't see that too often anywhere. There he goes, turning it around. Look at, he knew he had it. Like he knew he had the, he had it on his feet as soon as it touched. And then right here, oh, it was varial 5. I couldn't see it from that angle.
Change your opinion of whether it would have bumped him up?
It would have bumped him up. That would have put him in first.
Yeah, 20-foot 7-inch varial 5. There would have been a party. He's got one more run to do it. He's got a good look at it. Bob Burnquist, still your current leader. Has not won since 2008 and has been in this position before where he's had the lead 2 years in a row and had it snatched from him. In fact, 2010, 2009, it finished Jake Brown, Bob Burnquist, Rob Lorifus 2 years in a row. Rob Lorifus right now needs to make it happen.
Oh, he just keeps missing that grab.
What's he going for?
He's going for a tail grab 720 over the 70-foot there, and every time he just misses getting a hold of it.
Also like to remind you that X Games is being broadcast on ESPN 3D, presented by Sony. And if you're watching ESPN's 3D coverage of the X Games, we really hope that you are enjoying it. Don't forget that even more amazing coverage on ESPN 3 continues with the Little League World Series August 18th through the 28th, and also college football presented by Sony September 1st. If it's shot on the Sony, you should watch it on a Sony HD TV with 3D.
Bob wants this.
We saw how deep in the meditation mode he went on that second run.
Here we go. Switch frontside 540, sliding it around into the old double grab frontside 5. What happened on that landing for the first trick? He didn't have his board all the way straight, and he actually slid his wheels all the way, like just forced it. I mean, that was a matter of pure survival right there.
And if that goes wrong,
you just get pitched to the flat, and that's a long way down to the flat. But Bob's loosey-goosey. He's got it.
Never ceases to amaze. Coming in switch here.
Switch, lean 540. You see that right there? I mean, it was like a 360 to a full 180 revert. And then this thing, this lean air to frontside grab 540, which I call the double fister. Look at that. That was, I mean, that's straight up skimboarding right there. And right there, the double grab. Wow. Switch frontside 540, sliding it around into the old double grab frontside 5.
Sometimes it's just hard to comprehend.
I don't know.
I've been watching this guy skateboard for well over 15 years, and it's still, that's why I love my job. I'm a fan.
It is hard not to look away. I'll put Bob in first.
Keepman for same score as his first run.
That's surprising to me.
Yeah, a little bit, wouldn't you say?
I think that was by far the best run.
What are they gonna like dock him points for the revert?
Yeah.
Sorry. Interesting. We'll ask the judges later. All right. We've been here before. Jake Brown outside looking in with Bob Burnquist in first place. Look at the focus on his face. Is he going to snatch it from Bob again and go for this three-peat? Look at his face, Tony.
I think Jake wants 900. I think he's not going to pull back. Backflip, 70 foot. Oh, he missed it.
He's got one more run. One more run. Again, no commercial breaks through these 4th and 5th runs. We're going to stay hitched to the drama wagon. Look at Bob, still making time for the fans. Here's Edgar Barrera. And Adam Taylor said, I'd like some too.
Those fives are so big. And here's Bob with the switch up grab. Frontside 540. I guess that's just how he does them now. I don't know. I thought it was something that he did just to force the make. And here you go.
No, I try. That's why.
The master and the newcomer.
Last year I did the same thing in the Indy 5 and it slowed me down. Yeah, you know, it's like it's not a speed trick. Throwing it down.
You think at some point Mitchie Briscoe's like, I'm in an elevator with Bob Burnquist right now at the X Games.
And I think the cap's on my bottle. Nothing's coming out.
All right. It's going to be edge of your seat here on out. 5 runs to go. Edgar Pereira currently in 5th. Excuse me, in 3rd place on the podium. Can only go up from here.
That was going to be a 360 with a hand flip. So he grabs it, then he flips it with his hand, and he catches it again, all while doing a 360.
And I spoke out of turn when I said 5 runs to go. We're in the 5th run, but there's 8 dudes. So it was 8 runs to go.
And he almost had the head to his feet there. But looking good in 3rd place right now. He's never medaled in the X Games.
Oh, he'd be so stoked. Elliott Sloan has been putting it all out there, trying to make this tail grab 900. Do you think he goes conservative or he sticks with the plan?
I think he wants 900. I think all these guys want 900s. It's their last runs. And at this point, you know it's got to be something huge to break into the top 3.
Well, he's on the 50-footer, and every time that he's taken off from the 50, he's tried the 9.
Goes 360. That's playing it safe. Tail grab, 900. He's got a hold of it. Oh, my goodness, that was it.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, Elliott. That was it. That's the closest he's ever come to a 900 anywhere. Oh, Elliott. That was it. If he just had one of those before this final run, he would have thrown it down.
You said during the break that he was missing the grab, and that was the first time. As soon as he took off, he got the grab.
It was locked in.
Oh, he's going to have nightmares about this one.
Look at that, solid though. 9 and tail grab is such a, oh, his front foot was coming off too.
Just too much in the front seat.
Right there, yeah, well, his front foot was coming off, so he's trying to adjust for that. And he was trying to stand up. But all that force coming down with all that height, it just made him collapse into the flat. Oh, that was so on. And he was adjusting his foot.
And even his girlfriend Tabitha in shock. Jen Brown, talk to the man.
So close. That's the closest you've ever come to landing the 9, watching it back. What happened?
I don't know. I can't speak right now. That was definitely the closest I've ever gotten. I really tried to just force it around. so close yet so far.
We're going to have you take a look right now on the monitor and take us through. You don't want to see it? Come on.
Let's see it.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts right now?
Yeah, whatever. I gotta try one more.
All right, he's at a loss for words, obviously. A little disappointed, guys.
Contest is over, but guaranteed he's going to go up there and throw another one.
From that last angle, I figured out exactly what went wrong. His toe wasn't hanging off the board enough, so he had no control to lean that direction. His front heel was just a little too far to the edge.
Ronnie Gomez was on the podium until Edgar Pereira knocked him out of the box and into 4th place.
Whoa, heel flip, backside 360. Wow, that was a heel flip Indy 3 right there. It was looking good too. It just looked like he overshot it. That's a challenge of this wind, and it's a challenge that Mitchie had on his last run. He overshot the 360, landed too low.
See Elliott getting another ride up there, but here we go with Mitchie Brusco. What's going through your mind as a 14-year-old, do you think, in this situation for this kid at the big dance at X Games?
He came here wanting a 900. He came here because he was invited because he did a 900 in Brazil, and he knows this is his last run. He knows that it's what he's got to try.
There's his best friend. The whole Brusco clan came down from Washington. We saw him make one Wednesday. I was standing at the bottom of the quarter pipe when he did. Here goes Mitchie Brusco's last run.
Boom. Big 360, landing low, too low. That's it for Mitchie. What a bummer.
Well, there's one thing we can say for sure. This is not the last that you will see of Mitchie Brusco. Well beyond his age at 14 years old, handles himself with real class.
And here it is. You know, he gets so excited about getting to that quarter pipe that he just takes off and lifts it too far. And by the time he lands, see his feet are, his legs are totally extended. His board was bouncing, and you can't really recover from that. And if you had to recover from that, it would be frightening for him to try a 900 after that. I mean, you know, that's what happened to Jake when he got hurt.
Jen?
Thanks, guys. All right, Mitchie, your first X Games appearance. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good. I mean, I didn't expect to do anything. I'm just happy to be here.
Competing with these guys, your idols, you've talked about it all week long. What does it mean to you to be here at this big of a stage and competing with Bob, with Jake, with all these guys that have taken you under their wing?
It feels amazing. It's indescribable.
Now your family's over here. You've got your parents. You've got your best friend. You know, any message to them coming out here to support you?
Just thank you guys. I mean, they're awesome, and everyone here is awesome. So.
All right. Spoken like a true champion there, true expert. Definitely going to see a lot more things from this kid.
Indeed. He might kick himself a little bit tonight, as you would in that situation. But like I said, he's going to be around for quite some time.
Yeah, Mitchie, you know, we hadn't actually seen him make a 900 jumping from the 70-foot gap in practice at all. So
right.
To have that happen would have been a huge moment. I mean, it would have been a first for him as well.
Well, here comes Adam Taylor.
Oh, very off frontside 360. Just not quite getting it around enough.
And isn't it interesting that for the last 2 years, it's been Jake Brown, Bob Burnquist, Rob Lorifus, and who's left to go? Rob Lorifus, Bob Burnquist, Jake Brown. As we take another look here from Adam Taylor.
Right there, his feet just weren't quite on. But, oh, you know what happened is he overturned there. He landed it. Oh. He overturned it there, and it just sent him, we call it the fishtail.
Well, Adam Taylor, currently in second place, has never won a medal at X Games. The only person who could take him out of that position, Rob Lorifus. And as I said before, 2010, we were in the same situation with Bob Burnquist on his second run. That backside Indy 540 had put him in first place, but then there was Jake Brown with the big backflip into a massive 20-foot mute 540. There's Jake getting focused, trying to get the second three-peat. Danny Way did it in 2004, 2006. I know Danny Way is on the premises.
If you build it, he will come.
If Rob Lorifus makes this 720, it would be the first one made at X Games since Jake Brown's in 2007.
It goes. Oh, he grabbed it into that time, but didn't have a real good hold on it. His feet come together. That's one of the risks of doing an Indy grab, is when you go to grab it, it kind of forces your feet to get together, almost like a racer stance, and sometimes he's not coming back from it.
Well, here we go again.
And Mitchie Briscoe's taking a rogue run here, just so he can show people that he does know hundreds.
So Adam, currently silver. The worst he could do is bronze. Edgar Pereira, though, would like to stay in that position. It's going to come down to Jake Brown. Bob Burnquist, no doubt remembering what's happened to him the last 2 years when he was in first, would you say?
Yeah, I don't think that's going through his head right now. I think because you know, he did what I think he came here to do. What's next for him to do? It seems that the go-to is 900s of this event. Oh, look at that. Superman backflip. I actually saw him make that for the first time at the Nitro Circus live event in Vegas. Yeah. First try, made it.
That's what happens when you hang out with Travis Pastrana. Well, an amazing performance from Bob. He's, like you said, he did what he came out to do. He's done it all, and he'll just have to look back up the ramp with the rest of us.
Here we go. Superman backflip. Yeah, that wasn't going to go well.
Crazy.
If he
It's
tried
so
to put
crazy.
that down.
Can Jake Brown do it again? Last night, gold was won in BMX Big Air on the last run by Stevie McCann, also from Australia. Jake Brown from Australia. It's his last run.
And he has done this before.
Twice.
Twice.
You gotta wonder, though, at this point, if he is in his own head. Super focused. Let's watch.
Go, backflip, looking a little short, and it's over.
Just not his day. And for Bob Burnquist, back on top.
So curious what Jake would have tried after that.
We'll only wonder. Great to see that camaraderie. We talked about how much these guys support each other, an elite group of athletes. Only a small handful that can take on Big Air. Bob Burnquist with gold, Adam Taylor with his first medal of silver, and Edgar Pereira his first with bronze. Jake Brown gonna have to start again next year on a three-peat.
Solid skating, though.
Jen Brown is with, and no doubt, exhausted Bob Burnquist.
I would say exhausted and very happy. Bob, known as one of the most technical riders out here, but yet you lost to Jake the last 2 years. How does it feel now to be back on top of the podium?
You know, it's not about losing. I mean, Jake's an amazing skateboarder. This is like this is the hardest thing to do on a skateboard. It's very scary and nerve-wracking, you know, and my body's been banged up. We've had already 2 other of these mega events, so I'm really happy that I made my run, you know, and the judges felt that that was first place, so I'm stoked about that. I mean, you know, it feels great to be on top, obviously, but I'm happy that I'm somewhat in one piece.
We're going to have you take a look at your run, if you don't mind, and kind of take us through it and what you see.
Well, and that trick right there is a switch 5 into a lean rodeo, and usually when I do the switch 5, I slide in a little bit and it slows me down. And last year it had me at a lower height on the quarter. So this year I decided to go for a switch backside ollie first and get a top high lean rodeo, which is sort of the scariest tricks ever. And I only did 2 of them this whole time I was here, and both of them were in my run. So I'm happy as can be. I got the safety run in a sense, you know, with the switch backside ollie, and then I got the run I really wanted, which was the switch 5 into the lean rodeo. So, you know, this is great.
Now, with more mega ramps, you obviously have one, but with more of them being constructed, we've got the one out at Woodward. You know, what are your thoughts on the emergence of these new riders, such as someone like Mitchie Brusco?
You know, it's just amazing to see Mitchie up in the mix. You know, he's 14, and he just, you know, at 13, he came over to my house and he wanted to jump. So, you know, this is great. I mean, it's great to see the new blood, the new energy, and Mitch has it, man. I mean, he's landed 9s. You know, he's done 7s, you know, but this is the big stage. This is high pressure. I can tell he's feeling it. It's not easy being up there, but, you know, all the power to him. He's going to be tough for the years to come, so I got to watch out and be on my toes.
Well, you've given him a great person to look up to. Congratulations on your 8th gold medal tonight. Let's head back up to Sal.
Thank you very much, Jen. And Bob Burnquist wins with class. Adam Taylor, congrats again to him and Pereira, both getting their first medals. Bob Burnquist taking it home. That's going to do it for day 2 of X Games 17. Tomorrow, we're looking at an absolute monster of a day. Get ready, set your TiVos. 9 hours of coverage across 3 networks, headlined by Shaun White as he takes center stage at the Nokia Theater for Skate Burt. It all starts Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Until then, I'm Sal Masekela with Tony Hawk and Jen Brown. Good night from Los Angeles. Next up, SportsCenter.